Hello and welcome to another episode of JDB Moto. Today I'm going to be talking about Chin Mounts. Chin Mounts is a company based out of New York and they specifically do chin mounts. If you have a helmet, whether it's for off-roading, on-road, any type of helmet that has a chin mounts will more than likely have a mount. They do helmet specific designs for over 500 helmets. Therefore, they have basically many helmets out there in the market that they're able to produce a chin mount. That being said, they work with GoPro, DJI, basically any type of action camera. They will more than likely be able to provide you with a chin mount for your helmet, and you're gonna be able just to use your own attachments, your own connections for your helmet. So I bought my chin mount for a trip that I had planned to the BMW training center. This was back at the first week in July. I had bought it in April, put it on, wait for the trip to get here, to go ahead and get it, basically record my experience. So the chin mount that I had, I'm not really sure what happened, just because from what I see on the reviews, it's not typical. However, my chin mount didn't last even the first couple of hours. Maybe it was because of the heat. So what was happening was, here's the chin mount that we have. Let's go ahead and put it on. So our helmet, and I believe this might be something to do with the Neotec design. So the Neotec, as you're going to be able to see, here's the helmet. As you can see, here's the chin mount. This chin mount sits basically right here, and if you're able to see, there's going to be about a quarter of an inch in between where the surface is and the actual chin mount itself once you mount your bracket for your camera. If you just have it by itself, there's going to be very minimal, if any, maybe 1/8 of an inch, if that, not even that, I don't think. So what I think it might have happened was I accidentally placed the helmet on a surface that basically like this with the camera, and over time it kind of, as you can see, what it might do is kind of just come undone from the bottom. That being said, I contacted Chin Mounts. I let them know what had happened. I literally had just used my helmet that one time and it was not working. I actually brought it when I went back to my Airbnb. I tried to use the hair dryer, see if it would stick. Nothing would happen. I ended up having to use my side mount that we have here. And then how I noticed was, I felt like something was kind of just like bobbing back and forth. And when I came to find out, the camera was actually kind of just leaning forward, like the tape was not holding it in place. So I contacted Chin Mounts on July the 13th. I heard from them on July 14th. I sent the information that they were requesting for, and my claim was approved. So from the time I placed my claim, from the time I got my 3M tape back, was, I'm gonna have to say, probably 7 to 10 days. And what they do is, they send you 3 strips here, so 1, 2, 3. And basically, which to me is actually pretty awesome. If it happens again, you don't have to contact them. You have the extra tape, just go ahead and do it, put it on and just keep going. So that being said, Chin Mounts did an awesome job, basically just kind of standing behind their product. I know many companies that you could place an order for them right away, but good luck getting anybody on the phone or via email when you have a warranty claim. They literally were super quick. Contacted them, received my mounts within 7 to 10 business days. So if that being said, for my future helmet purchase, I will definitely go back with Chin Mounts, just because that awesome customer service, you don't really find it pretty much anywhere in today's world. So what I want to do is now, I want to show you basically, so what I did was, so I received my chin mount. Here is basically the one, and not chin mount, let me go back, the 3M tape. I got my 3M tape, and what I did was, I basically put the received tape, I put it like this, and just basically, I got my measurement here. So they have excellent instructions that you receive with your packaging, or you can go to their website and it's fairly straightforward. If when you get it, it tells you basically just to go ahead and clean the surface here with alcohol and then let it air dry. And you can use a hair dryer or heat gun, basically heat the tape for 10 to 15 seconds, not hot, but warm. And then go ahead and put it in place, and you want to hold it in place for 60 seconds. You could do the same thing as far as application goes, but you could do it without the blow dryer. And if you do it without the blow dryer, you gotta wait for 3 days for basically the tape to cure. If you do it with a blow dryer, you gotta allow it, blow dryer or heat gun, you gotta allow it 24 hours to cure. What we're gonna be doing today is, I'm gonna go ahead and just do regular wiping with alcohol and just put in pressure for 60 seconds without the air, the heat gun, or the hair dryer, just because I'm not going to be going for any rides probably in the next couple of weeks. So I'm going to try it different this time, since last time with the heat gun, it didn't seem to work the best way. Again, I don't really know what happened, just it seems to be more of a fluke, and I'm just glad that Chin Mounts basically stood behind their product. So what we're doing now is, I'm gonna go ahead and just, I have one of these microfiber rags. I'm gonna go ahead and just, damp it here with some alcohol. We're gonna go ahead and just wipe this really good. Basically take any oil, any dirt off. And now what we'll do is, we're gonna do the same thing with the chin mount that we have here. So the same thing goes here. So we're gonna go ahead and just basically just scrub it good. Just take as much of that dirt and grime that we had from riding the Mid-Atlantic Discovery route between Virginia and Pennsylvania. So now let's go ahead and let this air dry. I wouldn't want to go ahead, I mean, I guess you could if you wanted to, but I just want to let it air dry. Sit there. Once it's completely air dry, we're going to go ahead and apply our 3M tape that we received from Chin Mounts. So we have let air dry our helmet where we're going to be mounting the new chin mount. I have went ahead and put, again, alcohol to my chin mount, to my helmet, to basically just remove any type of oil, dirt, any grit from the road. Now we're going to go ahead and apply our 3M tape from Chin Mounts. So what we're going to do is, we're going to just basically go in the middle here. We want to apply some really good pressure to make sure that every surface from your chin mount is basically sticking. So once we have that, I want to go ahead and make sure that I get literally this as hard as possible here, because I don't want to have the same thing happen again, especially on the road. What I might do from now on is just have a couple of those just in case. I'm hoping that's not that's not the norm, but just in case. So now that we have it basically stuck in here, that we have it basically everywhere where we want it to be, let's go ahead and remove the other side of the double-sided tape. And once you have done that, then we're going to go ahead and proceed to holding it onto the helmet. So now that we have the double-sided tape on our mount, let's go ahead and now come over here. What we want to do is, we want to make sure that we are exactly in the middle. That way your angle is going to be as center as possible when you're using your action camera. Once we have it, as I do right now, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go ahead and basically just apply pressure like this. I'm going to put basically my middle and two side fingers, and I'm going to use my thumb in the back to go ahead and just apply pressure to basically just hold it there for 1 full minute, and basically just allow for maximum adhesion between my chin mount and the helmet. All right, guys, so here we have it. Here is the chin mount mounted. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to just go ahead and set it in a place. Again, I'm not going to put it, I'm going to probably put it on an edge where I don't have the mount sitting directly, like basically the helmet applying pressure just to make sure that everything adheres the way it should be. But that being said, as you can see, it's a fairly straightforward process. So guys, if you enjoyed this content, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys on my next video.